Okay. Okay, so we'll be dealing with this is procurement cycle. So in procurement cycle, that is a series of steps that are taken to purchase goods. Whether you can go for purchasing of goods or material or services. Okay, these three things either you will be go for the purchase of goods or material or services to procure for a business which is required for smooth operation of business. Okay, so whether either you will go for the either you will go for the either you will go for the purchase of goods or you will go for the material or services. As for what purpose? Because we are going for to procure a business which is required for smooth operation of business. Okay, so the whole process of procurement cycle will has many stages involved in it, from identifying a product or services required to the payment settlement. Okay, so obviously whatever our processes we have, the whole cycle will be live with different and stages, and that is what we need to understand what are actually in an organizational structure, or how the procurement cycle will work, and the procurement cycle has different stages and what are its stages. Yes, then we need to know that part only. Okay. Okay, so that is what actually in a procurement cycle. I think I have directly jump into this. So let me see what else is there. And this book. Before that, we need to understand this procurement cycle. Okay, so so this procurement cycle, just can you able to see this PDF? That is what I have just changed the slide. Actually, this changing in one part to other will create some problem. That is what, whether you can see this procurement process.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So see, see, you can see this PDF. You can see in the procurement cycle. You can see in the procurement cycle clearly that the cycle will start at from determination of requirements. The first stage will be determination of requirement, and the second one will be determination of source of supply and vendor selection. Then we will go for the purchase order processing, then purchase order monitoring, then we will go for the goods receipt, then invoice verification and payment processing. So one by one I will discuss. So you just need to listen carefully what I am discussing in one by one. Okay, so the first one, if we'll see, that is one that will be your determination of requirement. Okay, so any of the purchasing organization or any of the plant or any company, if you go, so obviously there are certain requirement for that particular plant or that particular company. Okay, so what is their requirement? Okay, once you will get to know their requirement, and you can sort it out what is the requirement of that particular plant, and or what is the requirement of that particular company, and then based on that requirement, and you will only going to do the purchasing. Okay, suppose x unit of raw material I am requiring for this, for my purchasing organization. That is what, at x unit only I am going to purchase. Okay, so that is what, for purchasing that x unit, that is the requirement. For purchasing x unit, in I will issue a purchase requisitions. Okay, so what is this purchase requisitions? Purchase requisitions is nothing but what is the uh, purchase requisitions is what? Purchase requisition is nothing but what is your or requirement. Okay, so based on your requirement, you will going to set a purchase requisitions. Okay, once x unit has already been, I mean, the requirement has been done, then only you can issue a purchase requisition in the determination of requirement stage. Okay, so if you can see the determination of then after purchase requisitions, then what will go, then after requirement has been set, at suppose Hal is producing what? Amrit, Amrit is
Sir,
there?
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, Sukhoi 30 fighter jet.
uh, this obviously that's an aircraft manufacturing unit, right? So in order to produce that aircraft, what does it require? What is its requirement for producing that aircraft?
Sir, the
Obviously,
main turbine
uh,
engine and the body framework, except
okay.
for electronics.
Okay, so most of the body part and the turbine engine, or you'll go for some electronical circuit, it things are there, as well as some wings are there. Okay, so much of parts are there. So whether these parts are manufactured in this hall, or this is only assembly unit. Okay,
Sir, the blades and bodies are manufactured and they are shipped to the a military for where the electronics and the bodies are assembled and maintained.
okay, so that is what at you can consider it as that. Suppose, for example, here we are manufacture that blade. Suppose in Hal Sunaveda, we are manufacture that blade for that Sukhoi. Okay, for manufacturing of that blade, what are the components you require, or what are the material you require? Okay, on a day to day daily basis, daily you are requiring, for example, well, 100 ton of composite material you require for preparing that blade. Okay, and some other like some 50 ton of wires, or 60 ton of some other pant, or like that only. For example, you can require 3 to 4 material, different material for preparing that wings. Okay, so that is what you call it as determination requirement. For each for each day, what you are requiring, or what is your requirement for, or producing that wings for each day, because every day the production process will go on, right? It will not stop. Once it will stop for 24 hours, then there will be crores of loss. So every day the production process is going on. So obviously you require some material also, that the production process will not stop, right? So that is what you can and get all these requirement, and all those requirement in stock. Okay, so that the production process will not stop. So in future, by based on the future, or you can also predict, like in the next month what will be our requirement, in the next month how much quantity we require for the production, or the for we can store some extra material, so that there will be no shortfall. Okay, like that only determination of requirement stage we can calculate. Let the determination we can calculate the requirements, and we can send those purchase requisition to the purchasing unit. These purchase requisitions will be sent to a purchasing organization, where there will be in each and every the company, there will be a purchasing unit. Okay, so you can send this purchase requisition to that particular purchasing unit. Okay, so after you send this what is your requirement, then what the company will do? Okay, the purchase organization will do. Suppose you require 100 ton of composite material. So the company, what will think? They will think that at that 100 ton of composite material, from where we will get? Okay, so they will try to search a vendor. Okay, they'll try to search a vendor, that is called determination of source of supply. So from where we will get that 100 ton of composite material, that is called determination of source of supply. You can find out those vendors. Then what we will do, after finding out various vendor? Obviously, in market there are various vendor, but you need to select one vendor out of that. Okay, so who will be the perfect vendor? So for that purpose, what we will do, you will ask here at this stage for a request for quotation, that is called RFQ. Okay, a request for quotation needs to be sent to each vendor, those what we have selected. Okay, so at this stage, at determination of source of supply stage, is you will ask for a request for quotation to each vendor. Okay, once once you have sent request for quotation to each vendor, then the will then the vendor will send a quotation. But you have sent a request for quotation, that is called RFQ. The vendor will send a quotation to your organization that at this is what the quotation will consist, and what the RFQ will consist. All these things we will be in total you will discuss. Okay, how to create this purchase requisitions, how to create that request for quotation, how to create that at quotation, or how to select that quotation. Okay, quotation will be sent by the vendor to whom? Quotation will be sent by the vendor to whom? Yes, yes. Kali Prasad, are you there?
Yes, sir.
The quotation will be sent. Sorry. First, tell me the request for quotation will be sent from where to where? Hmm. Amrit.
From our side to the vendor.
Okay.
Request of
From the
quotation.
or that you should say that from the organization or purchasing unit to the vendor.
Yes,
Okay.
from the
The
yes.
request for quotation will be asked from organizations or purchasing organization to the vendor, and what the vendor will send.
So the quotation,
uh,
including the materials and the probable cost.
Okay, the vendor will send his quotation, which will consist of the particular price for that unit, for whatever 100 ton of composite metal we are asking for 100 ton, how much he will charge to supply that 100 tons to our purchasing organization. So all these whatever each price and taxes, including surcharge or transportation cost, all these things will be included in that quotations, and that quotation will give a tentative price will be there. Okay, so like that only various vendors will send the quotation to your organization. Okay, to your organization, then then you will have a bunch of quotation in your organization. Then out of bunch of quotation you need to select one quotation, right? Because you want to procure the material from that particular vendor. So how to select that quotation, that is also a task to understand. Okay, so that is called selection of quotation. Okay, so that quotation, because vendor many vendors will give various different prices or different charges that they will supply that material to your organization. Okay, so selection of quotation will be again one chapter, or we will discuss based on which parameter or ABC analysis is there to how to select that particular quotation. Okay, from the vendor. That is what we will discuss that in vendor selection. Okay. So for example, well, if I will say that at those, second year may not be able to understand. In the college, the functions will be there. If there will be a college function in an annual function in our college, whatever annual function will be there, what the purchasing department will do, they will issue a tender that which event organizations will be conducting the whole annual function. A tender will be there. Then what we'll do, in the different vendors will give their quotation, and obviously we are selecting one vendor, and that particular vendor will only conduct the annual functions. right? Those who are in third year or fourth year, they may be able to understand these things what I am discussing. Am I correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that way, you need to select one particular vendor. Okay. After selecting that particular vendor, what that vendor will do, will go for the we will ask that vendor or for purchasing order. Okay. So a purchasing order will be issued in particular to with respect to that vendor name. Okay. So obviously, when you are issuing a purchase order, the purchase order will be issued with respect to a particular vendor, right? Hopefully, hopefully you understood up to this what I am talking about. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so that purchase order will be issued up to the particular vendor name, and this purchase order processing will be there. And after you process the purchase order, then you need to monitor this purchase order. So how to, I mean, whether you have given the, I mean, how much material you are requiring, and at what particular date you want to do purchase that or issue that purchase order. All these details will be given there: purchasing organization name, your vendor name, all these things or item details, everything will be you need to mention in the purchase order. And after issuing that purchase order, what we will do, obviously the vendor will send the material. Once he will issue the purchase order, based on the purchase order, the vendor will send the material. Okay. Once the vendor will send the material, obviously you need to receive, because like that only, once you have ordered in the Flipkart, and the delivery boy will come to your home, and they will ask you, he will ask you to sign, or he will ask you to rate his service. Like that only you are receiving your material. Like that only in an organization also, whatever vendor will send the goods or the materials, you need to receive. So how to prepare this goods receipt also, that part also we will need to discuss in details in goods receipt, how we are doing the goods receipt. After goods receipt, what we will do, obviously, when you do the goods receipt, you can see that any of the Flipkart or Amazon or any Snapdeal or any such organizations, when they send their products, they will send a invoice with that product also. Most of you have seen those part. Okay. The invoice is also has been in sent by that particular vendor. Okay. So you need to verify that invoice as whatever, or you are requiring whatever you have given in the purchase order, whether you have or while quotation, whatever quotation on the vendor has given, and whatever invoice the vendor has provided, both the things will be matched or not. You need to go verify those invoice. Okay. Invoice means what? All these price is details will be there are in that invoice. So invoice verification is also an important step in the procurement process. And after invoice verification is completed, then obviously you will go for the payment, right? All right. So you will go for the payment, and you need to pay those money that is I mean mentioned in that invoice. You need to process the payment. So this is how all about this procurement process. So all these are in details, else it is there in this book. You can refer it one by one. See, national procurement process, typical procurement process includes these following pages. So all these determination of requirement, determination of source of supply of determination of supply source and vendor selection, purchase order processing. Okay. So purchase order monitoring, goods receipt, invoice verification, payment processing, all these in details will be there. Hopefully you have understood what I mean to say. Or in this procurement process, anyone is having any doubts or any things to ask, you can ask me now. Yes. Yes, are you all there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can respond if you can any doubts or anything else, or if you know doubts, then we can proceed to the next concept. Okay.
Sir, no doubt, sir.
Okay, okay. So this is the 8 steps thing. That is what procurement cycle. Just now we have discussed. That is determination of requirement, source determination, vendor selection, and like all this procurement cycle. So this is how you need to understand the whole purchasing in how in an organization on this purchasing cycles will be carried out. Okay, so that is what the objective of this training program. You need to understand in an organization what exactly it is happening. Okay, so so there are some special type of procurement processes like stock transport order. Okay, so the special type of this is one of the special procurement process, that is stock transport order. Or what exactly happening in the stock transport order, or in the stock transport order, this is the process of delivering the material from one plant to another plant and within the same company. Within the same company, the stocks are transport from one plant to another plant. Okay, so suppose this is actually whatever I told you, within a particular company there are various plants. Okay, so from one plant to other plant, whatever stocks will transport, that is called stock transport order. Okay, that is what we can generate a stock transport order within a company or in between in two plants. This will be your issuing plant and this will be your receiving plant. Okay, both the plants are under one company. Okay, so receiving plant and create a stock transfer order for issuing plant and to transfer the required material. Okay, whatever are receiving whoever will receiving plant, that will create a stock transport order for issuing a plant to the transport required material. Okay, this is how we'll get to know the other or type of procurement process are I mean like subcontracting. Subcontracting, what I will do, what we will do, like for example, consider the subcontracting is a third party vendor. Okay, remember this thing. The subcontracting is a third party vendor. Here nothing will be there. Nothing is involved there between a company and a vendor. This is a third party vendor who is manufacturing the finished good, semi-finished semi-finished for us, and we are providing him required component to produce that item, and is termed as subcontracting. Okay, for example, well, this is your own company. I hope this PDF is clear, right? Clearly visible, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Suppose this is your company. Okay, and this company he wants to manufacture or wants to get that at wings. Okay, that aircraft wings. So for aircraft wings, what happens, and you need to have some components like nut, bolt, anything else like that, wings, that composite materials, as nut, bolt, and electric things. All these things will be required to manufacture that at wings. Okay, so what your company will do, for example, your company has not that much of manpower or not that much of technology to produce that one. What they will do, they will supply the raw material. Okay, your company will supply the raw material uh, to that subcontractor and ask the subcontractor or to manufacture or assemble all whatever material you have provided to the subcontractor. The subcontractor will agree with your proposal. Yes, please provide the raw material to us, and we will manufacture or we will assemble all the products in a proper way, and it will be delivered to you. So what the subcontractor will do, the subcontractor Okay, so subcontractor will manufacture that at material that has been order from the inventory. Actually, whatever material you have, you will be they are in the storage location. So it will be given to the subcontractor, and it will manufacture the material or the finished product. Okay, so finished product will be sent by the subcontractor, and it will be also sent to the storage location, to the inventory section. After you receive the finished product, then you can ask for the invoice. Okay, so you can ask the subcontractor to give the invoice, and the subcontractor will give the invoice, and you can verify the invoice, and after verifying the invoice, you can do the payment to the subcontractor. That is what it is called, subcontracting. I think most of you have seen in the PWD office, those who are giving contract to the third party. Okay, so actually in PWD office you can see those small schools are there. I mean, many schools are there in the village area, right? So the PWD office, what we will do, he will issue a tender like that, and they will give all those material that will be useful for that electrification of a school in the village. So it will give the contract to a contractor, and the contractor will do, he will do all the electrification in that particular school, and after that, at whatever or labor charge he want to apply, or whatever or extra things he has done, then he will give the invoice to the PWD office, and the PWD people will the pay the money to the subcontractor. Okay, like that only. This is the process of subcontracting. Okay, so you need to understand, you need to know these parts of subcontracting also. So another special type of procurement process will be like vendor consignment. Okay, so in vendor consignment, in general, I will what we can say that at the company will give a consignment to a particular vendor. Consignment means what? At they will ask you, the company will ask to a particular vendor that you please provide some material, or provide some material to our company, and the consignment will be stored in our company area. Okay, and out of that, whatever our material we are using, that much of payment on that much of payment will only be given by the organization to the vendor, and the vendor will also agree with that proposal. That is called vendor consignment. Most of you have most of you who have seen in the movies, like the consignment has been released or not in the seaport area. You have seen in the vendor will give the consignment and to the particular organizations, and it will be stored or in the inventory section of the organization. All the consignment stock will be there in your organization. That is what, at in your company, all the consignment stock is there, or I mean is stored for that particular vendor. This vendor has supply the stock to this consignment stock. Okay, so suppose there are 100 unit consignment stock is there in your organization and from this vendor. So, and you have used 80 units needs from this consignment stock. So how much amount you have to pay? How much amount of rupees you have to pay? Yes, 100 in the consignment stock. Are you all there, right? In the consignment stock, 100 units are there, and you have used only 80 units out of that. Okay, so for how much units you want your company will pay to the vendor?
20.
Yes.
20.
Why 20? Because
Sir, we have used.
no, because see, 100 units are there in the consignment stock. In the consignment stock, 100 units are there, and you have used only 80 units. Okay, so that is what I mean to say, that how much unit you have used, that much of amount only you need to pay. Okay, suppose you have used 80
Yes.
units. Suppose you have used 80 units, so then obviously only 80 units price only you have to pay to the vendor. Okay, that is the that is called the liability. That suppose you have used 80 units and you are paying to the vendor for 50 units. Okay, the what the vendor will thought, the vendor will thought that at another 50 units will be there, but actually you have consumed 80 units and rest 20 units are there in the consignment stock. That your organization is cheating to the vendor, right? But there is a liability agreement will be there, so that at whatever or how much amount of consignment stock you have used, that much of amount of money only, that much of amount and you need to pay to the vendor, right? Hope you got it. Are you getting this concept or not? Should I have to repeat it once again? Yes.
Understood,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Once again.
Once again, right?
Yes,
Just
sir.
tell me if you have got it or not. Then I need to repeat it if you have not got this concept.
Sir, once again, sir.
Okay. Just see. Just try to read this. What it is written in vendor consignment. The vendor stored the material in buying company. This stock in the buyer company premises, but this stock, this is actually stock, not shop. This stock is belongs to the vendor. Okay. So whatever, actually this is your company. Okay, this is your company and this is the consignment vendor. This consignment vendor, what we will do, he will I mean in advance. Okay, so leave these things, just clear whatever we have discussed, just clear your mind and I will give you a practical example so that you will understand these things. Okay, most of you know about Manglu, that your I mean one of the food service, most of you have know, right? That is there in your college premises.
Yes, sir. Was still one former
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
SI in
that
charge.
in hostel I think that mess he was running the mess in hostel, that Manglu. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
now the college has thrown him out of the college, right? I think you got to know. I mean, many of the second year students are there. Are for example, you consider the food service is there outside the college campus, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So what the food will do, so that he will supply some food product, or you can call it as some biryani to the college. Okay, for any function. Okay, and there is a liability agreement between the PMEC and the food stall. So what the liability agreement? Liability agreement is that how much amount of biryani we will consume, that much of amount of rupees for that particular amount of biryani only we will pay. Okay. So the food will supply, suppose consider the food has supply 100 units of biryani to the uh, college. Okay, and during the function the college has only consumed 80 number of biryani packets, and rest 20s are still there. Okay, so what the footput will pay the invoice. The PMEC will ask the footput to issue a invoice of 80 number of biryani price. Okay, so the footput will make a invoice of 80 packet of biryani. Okay, are you got it? And rest 20 he will not charge to the college. I hope you are clear with this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and rest 20s are still there with the college, but we are not paying that 20 packet of biryani to the footput. But the footput, what he will thought that due to a good liability, means a trust, he thought that that 20 packet will be safe in the college and it will not be used. For example, after what this college will people will do that, and okay, this biryani 20 packet will be still let us keep this 20 packet with us. We will be used after 1 day or 2 day. Okay, then again, and for example, after 1 day again there will be one function, and your college authority will use the same 10 same 20 units of food biryani. What he will do, out of that 20 he has used another 10 on the next day. Okay, but if some guest will come to the college, then the college authority will serve that at old out of that 20 he has served the 10 packet of biryani. Then again college will inform to the footput that we have used another 10 packet of biryani. Then again footput will give a invoice that for 10 packet of biryani, right? So the 10 packet of biryani is money have to pay by the college to the footput. So I hope this process is clear, right? So in the same way, this company has a purchasing unit, and this purchasing unit will be ask this consignment vendor to store some goods or consignment material in your consignment stock or in the company consignment stock. So how much amount of consignment stock you will withdraw, that much of for that particular unit you have to pay to the vendor, and that is what it is called a liability. So you can ask the consignment vendor to give the settlement. Settlement means what? For that particular amount of units you need to pay, that is what you need to ask. Okay, so rest of the consignment stocks will still be there are with the company. Okay, but still the owner of this consignment, the rest of the consignment stock will be whom? Yes, yes, who will be the rest of the consignment stock that is there? Who is the owner?
Sir, vendor.
Vendor,
Yes,
sir.
very good. The consignment vendor will be the owner of this consignment stock that is available. Okay, the owner or of this consignment vendor is the owner of this consignment stock left still. But whatever you have consumed or whatever your company has consumed, that much only, or whatever you have paid, that much of consignment only your company has owned. Okay, so that is what the concept of vendor consignment. I hope all of you gone through, I mean all of you have understand this vendor consignment concept, right? So you can go to the
Yes, sir.
so you can go to
Yes.
the next concept, that is called as your organizational level in procurement process. Okay, so any procurement process, yes, you need to have this hierarchical things. That is what I was talking about. What you need to understand these things. Okay, any, for example, most of you have most of you have visited the Big Bazaar, right?
Yes, sir.
Or Pantaloon?
Yes, sir.
Pantaloon? Pantaloon, most of you have
Yes.
visited in Bhubaneswar. Pantaloon, Big Bazaar, or else what? Or many other shopping houses are there. Okay, so Big Bazaar, Pantaloon, all these are comes under in which group? In which group? That is called future group. Okay, one group is called future group. That under that future group, this Big Bazaar, Pantaloon, and I think two to three more or two to three more groups are there. People have thought that Big Bazaar is a different company, Pantaloon is a different company, but owner of that all this will be a single owner. Like that, people have thought that this Audi and Mercedes and this Toyota, all these having different company, but the owner will be, you can see the single one. You can see that the Tata Group has owned that Tesla India. I think the Jaguar, sorry, Jaguar will be owned by Tata Group, right? But most of you thought that Jaguar is a different company and Tata is a different company. But in the same way, you can see that client, client will be whom here? Client will be Tata. Okay, client will be Tata. Under the Tata, there are different company. There are different company like Tata company will be there, like your Jaguar company will be there, because as Tata has owned that Jaguar, so it has so many company. Client will be Tata only. Okay, under that client there are so many different company. Like that only. Future group will be the client, and under the future group, Big Bazaar, Pantaloon, all these companies will be there. Okay, like that mobile company, that Xiaomi, and was Oppo, Vivo, all are from single client, I think. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi, all these are from, I think, owner of this all Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi, and all these things are from one single client. Okay. So you are only they will only fool the customer that by bearing their company, so many company, but the profit will be go to the one single client. Okay, that is what all about. So under a single client, you have different company. You have different company, and under one company you have different plant. Okay, and under one plant you have different storage location. Let me that and under one storage locations, you can call it as there are this purchasing organization and purchasing group as different concept. But you need to understand that a single client is there. Under that single client, and you have so much of different companies are there. Under one company, the plant different plants are there, and under one plant there will be different storage location. So the code the code to this company, the client, will be a single one. That is what at in the last class I told you, we have been assigned to 800, right? We have been assigned to 800 client. So the SAP will assign to this one client will be given to only one, and 3-digit alphanumeric key. 3-digit alphanumeric key will be given, or a unique. That is what it is called a client is a unique number or defined by 3-digit numeric key only, not alphanumeric. Okay, just you try to see this concept that client is a unique number defined by a 3-digit numeric key. That is what you need to understand. A client is a unit within a SAP system that itself contains both legal and organization terms. So there are so many things are there, but you can see you need to remember here. You need to remember here. Client is a unique number defined by a 3-digit numeric key. Okay, 3-digit, either the 200, 300, 400, 250, 350, like that only this number will be assigned. to a particular client. Okay, so you can see that where the client will be seen whenever you log in into the SAP graphical user interface. The screen appear and you can see there is a 3-digit numeric key will be there. So obviously it will be given like 800 like that 3-digit numeric key. Hopefully you got it, the client concept. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, under a single client, as I told you, there are different company. So how this company code we will represent, and that is what we need to see here. Just a minute. The company code is the smallest organizational unit in external accounting for which a complete self-contained bookkeeping system can be maintained. A company code tracks an entry of all events that require posting to the accounts and create a complete audit trail of balance sheet and profit, all these things. So company represent an independent unit that produces its own financial statement, such as a company within the corporate group. We can assign several company code to the same client. See, the things you need to focus here is that we can assign several company code to the same client to keep separate set of accounts, right? So this is the things you need to remember, or using the special customizing function to copy company code dependent specification a new company code. A company code is defined by 4-digit alphanumeric key which is unique in the client, right? Which is unique in the client. That is what you need to understand. A client will be assigned a 3-digit numeric key, right? But a company can be assigned as how much? 4-digit alphanumeric key. 4-digit alphanumeric key. 4-digit alphanumeric key like 1000 and or 2000 or 100A, 100B, like that only 4-digit alphanumeric key which is assigned, and that is unique within a client, because under one client there are different company. So the each individual company code will be unique within the client. That is what you need to understand. And under one company there are different plant. That is why whatever plant code will be given, that will be unique within the company. The plant is an organization and unit within logistics that subdivided an enterprise from the viewpoint of production, procurement, plant maintenance, and material planning. So under a plant, we have production unit, we have central warehouse, we have regional sales office, corporate headquarter, maintenance location, distribution center, like that only. You have different and things under a plant. So this plant can represent, a plant can be created by using copy function. Okay, that is what you can see in the customization thing. So this plant can be you can see this plant and can represent by 4-digit alphanumeric key. That is again, then you can represent that plant alphanumeric key. And the important thing to remember here is that this is unique to the company code. See, many of the times questions can be asked you like this only. A plant is unique to the company code or unique to the client? Yes. Yes. The plant is unique to company code or unique to client? Huh?
One second question, sir.
The plant is unique to company code or unique to client?
Unique to company code.
Yes, one by one.
Unique to company code.
sir.
The plant is always remember. The plant is unique to company code. Okay, and the plant code is unique to a specific company code. Okay, and a company code is unique to client. That is what the hierarchical structure, or that is what. And see, I'll tell you those things. See, that is what under a single client you have so much of company. So that is what each company will be assigned to a different company code, right? And a client will be assigned to a 3-digit numeric key, and company will be assigned to 4-digit alphanumeric key. That is what, suppose, let me actually, without writing and all these things, it is very difficult to make you understand. Okay, so okay, let me use this panel. Just a minute. Without drawing all these things, it will confuse you. Let me use the whiteboard. So this whiteboard is visible.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay.
Yes,
You
sir.
see, I have one client under one client. We have suppose consider under one client we have three company, that is 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, and under one company we have many plant. Okay, many plant. Each company has different plant. Okay, each company has different plant. This is plant 1, 2, plant 3 and plant 4. Okay, this is your company and this is your client. This is your client, for example. Okay, so, and this is your plant. Under each plant you have certain what? Storage location.
Okay.
Can you get this hierarchical? Yes? Yes or no? So this client can be represented as 3-digit numeric key. For example, 800. Okay, for example 800. Okay, for example 800, and this company can be assigned as what will be the company code? 4-digit alphanumeric key, right?
Yes, sir.
This company can be 4-digit alphanumeric key. This plant can be 4-digit alphanumeric key. This storage locations can be 4-digit. I think 4-digit alphanumeric key. Right. So what will happen? Yes, Kali Prasad, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay, so that is what at see under one client there are so many company. Suppose 1, 2, 3. That is what you can represent, and 4-digit alphanumeric key. And under one client you have four. Oh, I mean you have many plant. Okay, that is also 4-digit alphanumeric key. So each client number whatever you have given 4-digit alphanumeric key will be unique within the client. Okay, suppose you have given like 1000, and this 1000 cannot be given to this company under the same client. And again whatever given whatever company code you have given to this company, that company code should not be given to this other units. Okay, because these are comes under the same client. Okay, in order to distinguish, this should be unique within the client. And any plant, and see you can vary the plant code. Suppose you have given a plant code to this plant under the client. Okay, you can give the same plant code or to this company also. It will vary in the same code, but it is unique. You cannot give the same plant code to this plant 2, 3, 4, but you can give the plant code or to this from this company which is plant here. Okay, so that is what it is unique within the company. The plant code is unique within the company, and the storage location code is also unique within the plant. I hope you got this concept, right? Yes or no? Or anyone is having any doubt? Right? Yes? Okay. Hopefully you have well, you got this concept of organizational level structure, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is what the next concept will be your a purchasing organization is responsible for one one procuring material for just one plant. So you can go for any purchasing organizations, and so will be responsible for one plant only. It is like when you have a single purchasing organization for a specific plant, that is called plant specific purchasing organization. Okay, when you are going for plant specific purchasing organization, and for single plant you have one purchasing organization. Okay, when we are going for or see the same thing is almost there, huh? When you go for or this see, you can see in this picture that for two different plant you have one purchasing organization. This is called several the purchasing organization is responsible for procuring material for several plant. One purchasing organization is responsible for procuring several material. But here also you can see that some purchasing organizations can be responsible for or different plant. Okay, but that plant will be comes under there are different company code, and this plant can also be varying from different company, and this plant also can be varying from different company. That is called either the either there you will go for or multiple company. This is company specific purchasing organization, this is plant specific, and this is also plant specific purchasing organization. Okay, so in this way you can get to know all these things. See this storage location is also 4-digit alphanumeric key. That is what, and it is also unique within the plant purchasing or
Sir,
purchasing
I had a
group. And
doubt, sir.
yeah,
Sir, this purchasing organization can vary from every stage, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
on the plant level, and that purchasing organization in every level will vary
yeah,
on every level, right? From plant to company.
yeah. I mean, I'm not clear. I mean, can you clear once again?
I mean, sir, like that you said about the purchasing organization in the in various levels. So it is not constrained to be unique in every level. It can vary upon the variety of levels that we have discussed, like from plant to company to.
Yeah. I got your point. Actually, if you can see here in this, let me see you. Let me show you. Oh, see. In this hierarchical, you have client, company, plant, and storage location. In these purchasing organizations can be purchase the material for a specific plant, or these purchasing organizations can be procure material for company level also, because what I have shown you in under one client there are so many companies. Okay, so the for various company also you can set a purchasing organization who will procure material for various company. We can also set a purchasing organization who can plant specific only for particular plant, and a purchasing organizations will be set. Okay, we can also set at like for a plant company specific, or we can go for purchasing organization client specific. So what will be the advantage if the purchasing organizations will be client specific, or if the purchasing organizations will be company specific, or the purchasing organization will be plant specific? Can you tell me what will be the advantage if we go for our company specific?
So the purchasing organization will have the proper insight about the requirement at every level.
Yeah, so that is what you can get. For example, well, I have a requirement of see under one company. For example, actually I need to draw that at then only I can understand. And switch to uh, my whiteboard. Just a minute. I'll switch to whiteboard, then only I can understand. It is taking time to load. Yeah. I hope this whiteboard is visible to you. Yeah. Yes. The whiteboard is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, if the purchasing organizations will be company specific, or if the purchasing organizations will be plant specific, what will happen? For example, well, you have purchased in the plant specific. Okay, plant specific means what? We are purchasing 100 unit. We are purchasing 100 unit. We are purchasing 100 unit need for, or for this number of plants only, 4 different plants only, you are purchasing 100 units. Okay, because because this company 1 2 3 4, sorry, this plant 1 2 3 4 have given a requirement of 100 pieces requirement. Okay, and your purchasing organizations will purchase 100 pieces, but at some time may one of the plant will require more number of material. So what whether this purchasing organizations will able to give, because we have a constant of 100 pieces, right? We cannot give more number of raw material, or more raw material to any extra requirement for any plant. Suppose in sudden extra raw material requirement will be there out of this four, anyone will require extra material. But these purchasing organizations will not be able to give out of 100, it is its capacity. But when you go for plant specific, company specific means what? Company specific means what? For example, this company, this company, when will go for the purchasing, when this company will go for purchasing, what are the requirement this company will give? This company will give the requirement of this plant 1 2 3 4. 4 different plants requirement and will be given by this company to the purchasing organization, and this plant will have the requirement based on this all the storage locations. Okay, so for example, you have a shortfall in this plant also, you can procure or you can get those material from this plant or from this company or from this company also you will get at the material, because these purchasing organizations are dealing with other companies procurement processes also, because in your company if there will be shortfall, then the raw material can be ordered from the other company, or if the raw material can be a shortfall in this plant, then it can be ordered from the plant from this company also. Okay, so that is the advantage that we will go for the if the purchasing organization is company specific. I hope you got the difference, right? Am I clear, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that is the advantage is when you will go for the company specific, you may be you fulfill the requirement of other you may be you fulfill the other requirement any extra shortfall of the company, okay, or the plant. So that is why you will go for, that is the difference of this purchasing organization on in company level or plant level. Okay, that is what you need to understand, and the difference of these purchasing organizations. Okay, yeah, so this is the figure that I want to show you. See, under that client, and you have different company, so each individual company has individual company code. Each individual company has individual company code, or and under one company you have different plant, so each individual plant has different and plant code for this specific company. Okay, and each individual plant have different storage location, and each storage location has a unique storage location code for this specific plant, so that whenever or suppose whenever you are calling the storage location 1000, then you can call that for which plant this storage location is, and for which company this plant belongs to, and for this company will belongs to which client, you can easily identify, right? This is the beauty, see how you can do the numbering or coding, right? You can mention the code to this thing. So this is how all about this how to store all these things and company all these things. So you can know we have already discussed this these are the things in the last class. The SAP login and command bar, menu bar, and which one is the all this data we have already discussed. I hope this icon, its details, right? So I'll directly enter to this chapter number 1, and chapter number 1 I hope I have discussed all these related things that is there in chapter number 1, stock transfer with stock transfer orders, and the following step illustrate the stock transfer process. Subcontracting also we have discussed. Today we have discussed the vendor consignment also we have discussed, right? The organizational level, client, client, company code, plant, storage location, purchasing organization, this thing also we have discussed. Okay, you can see here are the code or that is written here for client 3-digit numeric key, and for company code 4-digit alphanumeric key. So this is written in the only numeric, but you can write it in alphanumeric form also, that is unique within the client, and You can go for the plant. Plant is also 4-digit alphanumeric key. You can go each a plant is unique within the company. Okay, and you can go for each individual plant. You have a different storage location, and it is also the storage location is also unique within the plant. So these are hierarchical you need to understand, and many times in the interview they will confuse you. Okay, hopefully all of you, those who are listening to me, will be clear. If you are still not clear, then you can ask me. I will repeat it once again if you are not clear. Okay, because many times the interviewer will confuse you in this concept. This concept needs to be clear. I hope all should clear with this concept. Okay, and you can go through. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if a plant doesn't have a storage location, then can he send to different location, sir?
Can you for this is the questions like sir, a house is without a almirah, like that things only you are asking. When you have a house, when I mean you are staying in a house, that means obviously for your storing of your ornaments or storing of your dress, obviously you need some space, right? That is what you can store
Yes,
your or I mean necessary items or the important things. You can store it like in every computer you have a storage device or storage capacity is there. Okay, you can store somewhere else, right? Some data will be stored. Like that only in every plant there must be a storage location. If it is not there inside that plant, that storage location may be available somewhere around the circumferences or near the area. If for example, if for a plant, if as for you are saying, if the plant is having not storage location, no, every plant is having some storage location. If it is not within the periphery, it will be there or somewhere else nearby that. Okay, maybe not within the campus, maybe outside the campus, it will be there. The storage locations will must be there. So that is what every plant must have some storage location. Okay, and every company must have certain plant, and every that is what at every storage location is unique within the plant. You can go perceive this 001 and is not you cannot use 001 for the same 1000 plant. Okay, you can use that same 001 for this plant for 1100 plant. Okay, you can again use that same storage location for the different plant, but you cannot use the same 0001 for this same plant. Okay, because under the same plant you are using this storage location is unique. Okay, you can see here or this plant is unique within the company code. 1000 is unique within the company code. Within the same company, this plant code is unique. You can see. Okay, so this is how this hierarchical is all about. I hope all of you have gone through this concept, and you can read this PDF and all these important things that is to be discussed. I have already discussed these things. Okay, so this plant having all these things, I think discussed these things. Purchasing group also, about purchasing group and organizations also I have discussed, and plant specific purchasing organizations also I have discussed. This is for individual plant. The purchasing organizations is separately for each individual plant. It is plant specific and these things. Okay, and this is cross plant specific, and for two different plant, if you have one purchasing organization, that is called cross plant purchasing organization, and this is also I have told, and about each for so many different plant that will belongs to different company code, code. If the purchasing organization will be associated, then that is called cross company code of purchasing organizations. Okay, I hope you know the advantage of cross company code or purchasing organization. Okay, and again you can see this is a live example. The ideas holding AG, this is a client, and this is actually most of the companies are whatever company names are there, or it is based on this Germany company, German company. So as this SAP is German based, so he has given in the example that is based on this German company Berlin, and this is the most of the street name or that plants that are based on this Germany. Okay, so things also I hope you are clear. And what is purchasing organization 1000, and that is what some different plants are associated with this purchasing organization 1000. That is what it is. So hopefully you got to know these things also. So that is what at this unit 1 lesson 1 is all about. But then in the next class we will go for the maintaining of purchase orders. Okay, so I hope in unit 1 and you are clear. From next class onwards I will be directly go to the maintaining of purchase order. And yeah, procurement 1 you have uh, lesson 1 we have completed, and then we will go to the lesson 2 and 3, lesson 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so next class that is tomorrow I will be dealing with this maintaining of purchase order, posting goods receipt and entering invoices. Okay, so for today I hope the pace is okay, uh, or it needs to be a little bit okay with you all. Okay,
Sir,
yeah.
excuse me, sir. Sir, I have a doubt on the server creation, sir. I couldn't